live? I think I am. Greetings and hi. How is everybody doing? If you're watching this, you might have seen the title, and in my usual way of the way I do things, I kind of take jabs at preconceived ideas about things that we all go through. I'm currently in Odessa, Texas. I'm staying at a friend's house. He's not here at the moment. He's actually out of town. Hello, Mariah Hernandez and Clarissa Hendershot. I'm going to get glasses eventually, I promise. I'm doing well, Mariah. I'm doing really well. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here. Hello, Mr. Dwayne. I'm glad you're here. Crumdy, how are you and the kids? Kids are great, I guess. Last time I talked to them. Talked to a couple of them yesterday, and a couple of them I hadn't talked to in a little bit longer. Tree at 3A. Hello, Ricka. Tori, what's up, my man? Hell yeah, as good as the crypto market. Aiden Stredick. Sue Orlisco. Hello. H4, I can't pronounce that. Hello, how are you? Ryan Bertrand West. Hi. I'm doing well, and I'm in Odessa, my hometown where the Parker movie actually happened. And I'm staying with a friend, and the Parker movie actually happened about 1.5 miles that way. And so I'm not far from there. Hello, Faye. And I came down here to Odessa because I thought I had court on October 26th. Come to find out, that court date, after I drove from Wyoming down here to Odessa, about a 12, 14-hour drive. Come to find out, that court date got vacated. Hello, Sue. It's okay if you can't pronounce my name, right? Just call me Sue. Okay, yeah, Sue. It got vacated. And it is now, the last time I checked, set for December 6th. But what I want to talk to people about today is your problems and God. Many of you know that I am no longer religious. Many of you also know that I was raised in the Baptist church. And for about 30 years of my life, 30, I'd started questioning my faith at about age 30 and completely abandoned all of it at about 35 on that fateful August day in 2013, 9.5 years ago. They're in the parking lot of the Ector County courthouse when Parker was stolen from me. And at that moment, I realized that there, in my mind, is no such thing as a benevolent God. There might be a God, I don't know. But if he, she, or they exist, I see no evidence that this said God is benevolent. And I get a lot of people who, for whatever reason, want me to turn to God. A lot of people say that I blame God. And I want to just talk to some people about these, what I think are misnomers or bad ideas. People come to me because they think that I'm hurting because I turned my back on God. I simply don't think that's true. For one thing, I'm not really hurting, relatively speaking. A lot of fathers, and I mean a lot of fathers, currently have it far worse than I ever had it. Many people say, Caleb, I can't believe you're still dealing with this. And I have to agree, I can't believe it either. It's still not completely over, but it's mostly over. For me, it's not mostly over for most divorced fathers who are subject to the same shit that my family and I were subject to. And forgive me, I can't read all the comments because I'll spend too long doing it. I'll get to some comments in a bit, but I want to get through this. I recently posted an old quote up on my Facebook page. And it's a quote that I found about 15 years ago from a man named Sasha Guitry. And Sasha Guitry's quote is really something like, I get it off the wording just a tad bit, but I'll have it in the description when I'm done. When a man steals your wife, there's no greater revenge than to let him keep her. And the reason I say that is because I see so many men, particularly young men, but still some of the guys are my age. Maybe they're going through this shit for the first time at age, I'm 45. Maybe they're at first going through the crap that y'all seen me go through for years now. Maybe they're just now going through it. And what I'm here to tell you, men, for the most part, know this. The system as we know today, the current system, is not in your favor for the most part. Not to say that the old system is what I strive to make us go back to. It's not what I'm saying at all. Because in the old days, from my observation, the old system was like a pendulum. Right now it's over here knocking down the fathers, kicking the fathers out of the family home. But as pendulums do, they swing the other direction. And they go back and forth and back and forth. So I'm not saying let's go back to the old pendulum direction, knocking over minorities, particularly black people, or knocking over women. Not what I'm saying at all. Hence the reason I am a voluntarist. What I am saying currently in the setup that is in place today, which some say is broken, and I say is working exactly as it was designed to work. I don't want to get off topic, and sometimes I do this because I've got a lot of things that come to my mind all at the same time. But the system is not set up for men, fathers, to win and come out of. And what that leads to is a bunch of broken families and a bunch of, in this case, and it's not always fathers now, it is sometimes good mothers. And believe me, I've said this for years, I would know. I'm in a position to know that some good mothers also get screwed, but that's generally not the case. And that's not to diminish the pain that mothers are currently going through in this system. What I'm saying is, it is at the moment in general not set up for men to win. And men, when you get your hearts broken, I'm here to tell you, you can get it mended. When I got divorced in 2007, I thought my life was over. I'd never been so crushed. I was in love. What can I say? I was. But as it would have it, it got better for me. And I'm not going to go into all that because I've got an entire channel plumb full of me documenting that. But men, I'm talking to you at the moment. Women are beautiful and smart and wonderful, and they have the power to destroy your heart. And now, with the pendulum swung over here, meaning the family court's on their side, they've got a tool called the family court that they can and very often, unfortunately, use to destroy you financially. And none of this has anything to do with God. By the way, that's a play on Rush Limbaugh, a far-right champion of freedom. He used to always say that. I used to be a Rush Limbaugh fan before he died. Many, many, many years ago. But God, in my opinion, is not to blame for any of it. It's just how the system is. And I'm trying to encourage young men not to get sucked into it. When a man steals your wife, the greatest revenge is to let him keep her. And let him. Just let him. You have to fight if you want to see your kids and you want to get your pocketbook. But one thing that I see that young men do so often, I've heard me preach about this for years now, literally, because I am 2 years sober, is they turn to alcohol. It's legal, mostly. It's easy to get. It's on every street corner. Um, if you're going to blame something besides she broke your damn heart, and I'm sure she did. I don't doubt that women can and will do often break your hearts. Not all of them. There's really good ones out there. They seem to be harder and harder to find, but that's just the culture that has been created. But when they do break your hearts and you're going through all this pain, the last thing you want to do, and it's unfortunately what most men do, they turn to the fucking bottle. And that is your problem in most cases. Drugs, alcohol. I say that, yes, obviously other types of drugs. And keep in mind, alcohol is a drug. And there is absolutely no health benefit of consuming alcohol. There are upsides to alcohol. They're just very short-lived and they're expensive. So that makes them not desirable. Plus, they trash your body and they make you do things that you would not normally do. Anyway, back to the God stuff. So many people just assume that I am miserable. And rightfully so. If you came to my channel because you found the Parker movie and then Parker versus the Man and then fast forward 4 years and watch all the bullshit that his little brother Blaine had to go through by getting arrested multiple times and thrown into the Nick's hospital, if you just found me, you'd think, holy crap, this guy must be miserable. Oh, he's agnostic? He's atheist? I don't consider myself atheist. Maybe I am. I'm much more comfortable being called an atheist than I am any other religion. Or that's not a religion, just a lack thereof. But I consider myself much more agnostic. So he's agnostic. He doesn't believe in God. He doesn't go to church, and he doesn't praise God and kiss God's ass and ask him to make his problems all go away. How? That's obviously the reason this man's miserable. Well, that's kind of why I'm here to tell you. Newsflash. That was years ago, people. I'm not miserable. Like I said, many fathers have it far worse than me. Some fathers haven't seen their kids in years. They've been alienated to the point where the child has gone from, say, age 6 to age 12 or 14 or longer. They've never even talked to their father. Not that he hadn't tried. He's just broke, beat down, probably jailed, lost his job. If he dared speak up as an activist like I did, I guarantee he's broke. And he just hadn't had the opportunity to see him. But it has nothing to do with God. So I completely gave up. When they took Parker in Parker versus the Man, when he was stolen from me, that was it. I quit believing in a benevolent God. Again, there may be a God. There may be more than one God. God may be a man, and then God may be a woman. I have no idea. But one thing that is certain is he, she, it, them is not benevolent and all-powerful and all-knowing and all-caring, because they're not. As if they were, the shit that happened to my very young minor children wouldn't have ever happened. So people tell me and almost try to trick me, I feel like. They try to trick me into getting into the door of the church, which is what most churches do. Hey, you out there, lost sheep, lost lamb, lost child of God, are you suffering? You want all your suffering to go away, don't you, lost person? Caleb, you want all your suffering. I've just seen your videos. You want all your suffering to go away. You've got to turn to God. Well, I've got news for you. I'm not miserable. I made it. I won. My kids are all four grown. All four of my children know their dad. I got my mind back. I have gotten my health back. Hello, biceps. I have I've gained about 12 pounds since I've been on the road the last couple of months. Oh, and I put about 15,000 miles on my car. I've driven all the way from Florida up to the mountains, up to Minnesota, over to the mountains in Washington State, down to Oregon, over to uh, Wyoming again, down to Texas, Odessa, down to San Antonio, back to Fort Worth, up to Ohio, up to Michigan, back to back over to Wyoming, now down back in Texas, and I'm back headed to Wyoming again tomorrow. I've been all over the place. Anyway, I got off on a tear. I'm here to tell you, I'm not miserable. I've got my mind back. Yeah, I'm a little nutty. I know that. I'm okay with that, though. But I'm in my full right mind. I got my health back. The only thing I haven't got back yet is my finances. I'm still broke, but I'm not miserable. However, I did just take a very nice job up north in Wyoming. And that's about all I can say about that, because my enemies still watch my channel. Hello, enemies. Hello, people who hate me. Hello, people who cannot wait to see what crazy Caleb's going to say again and try to use it against him in court or use it against him on the internet. Hello, how are y'all? My enemies love watching me to try to find out, and believe me, all of them are children of God. They're all childs of God. Children of God. All of them. Every one of these people are after me. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Ask any of them what their religious belief is. They all believe in God. They all love Jesus or Allah or whoever the hell. Every one of them, they all love God. Or that's what they say. But anyway, I've got a job, and it's a nice one. It's not going to be too much longer, and I'll have the trifecta back: my mind, my body, and my pocketbook. I know it went blank. I forgot to turn off the ringer, and I'm sure it just skipped over a little bit. But oh well, somebody tried to call me. No idea who it was. Anyways, I got the trifecta back. Got my mind back. Got my body back. And I'm getting my finances back. And all of this I got back without God. And no, it's not that I turned my back on God. I don't have any evidence that there is such a benevolent God, so how can I turn my back on him or her or it or them? No, it's not that. What was the other one? Blaming. I'm not blaming God for my problems any more than I'm giving God credit for my victories. I got sober. In my opinion, the vast majority of all the problems that people that find themselves in my shoes where I was all those years ago is because of substance abuse. And even that isn't the root cause. The root problem is your mind. Your mind is malleable and controllable, and politicians and preachers know it. All of them. Every single one of them know it. They know that if they can get your mind where they need it, then they will get their sustenance like the vulture vampires that they are. They're leeches. They are always broke and they always need your money. Politicians, preachers, rabbis, all of them. They want your mind because they want your money. They want to instill guilt on you. What did you do to piss off God? Or they want to scare the piss out of you, which is what they all do. You look on the TV, we're always at war, right? There's always some big bad boogeyman come to get us, right? Scare us all into war. Or what's the other great unknown? The great unknown, the greatest of the unknowns is death. And not so much death, but what is on the other side. And the truth is, nobody knows. Nobody. Sure, the preacher will tell you, well, I know where I'm going when I die. I'm going to be in those pearly gates with Jesus. But you ask a Muslim the same thing. They've got, whatever's, I'm not as familiar with the Muslim religion. Ask any religious person what's on the other side, and they know because of what their particular favorite brand or a copy or prophecy in a book tells them. That's what they believe. But they don't have any proof. That's just it. There's no proof. So that is what preachers and politicians use. They use fear and they use guilt. Caleb, you want, I see you're in all this pain. You've been in all this pain. You've lost everything. You lost your family. You lost your finances. You're an alcoholic. Some say I still am an alcoholic, and I've got a whole bunch of videos talking about that. I am not an alcoholic any longer. I used to be, but I'm not now. I am fully recovered from alcohol. Because you know why? Well, I'll tell you. Got my mind right. I got that shit out of my head. That is one of my beefs with AA. And I've never been to an AA meeting, but I've watched a lot of YouTube videos about it and heard people talk about AA. I've never been to, what's the one for narcotics? NA? Narcotics Anonymous? I've never been to one, don't know as much about them. I would imagine they're about the same. Surrender yourself to a higher power. It's mind control. It's all mind control. To me, and I've talked about this for quite a while now, particularly on the podcast I was doing before I went on my adventure, but it's mind control. And for AA and NA, and I guess preachers to an extent, tell you, no, not NCAA, NA, Narcotics Anonymous, NA, yeah. They will tell you you are an addict. You, John, you, Susie, you, Caleb Everett, you, whoever, are an addict, and you will always be an addict. You were once an addict, you'll always be an addict. And that's bullshit. To me, that is the most horrible mind control bull crap you could ever tell to someone who actually is addicted to alcohol. I used to be addicted. I couldn't sleep without it. I couldn't quit crying without it. I've got a whole podcast talking about that. I'm not going to go into right now. But yes, I used to be an addict, but I'm not anymore because I got my mind straight. I convinced myself and I've told myself I'm not an addict, and I've proved it. You don't get a body like mine being an alcoholic. I promise you, you don't. Of course, now some people say that, okay, you're on steroids. I wished I could afford steroids. If it was the right kind of steroids, I would be on them right now, but I'm not. I just flat can't afford it. But I started eating right. I got rid of the alcohol. It is never a temptation. This friend of mine's house, who I'm staying with right now, whose name I'm not going to mention because I don't know that he wants me to mention it, but there's alcohol all over this place. They've imbibed around me. I even went to a bar. I went to a bar a few days ago. I've never liked bars anyways, but I went to a bar, sat there for, I don't know, an hour and a half. Everybody else was drinking. I guess who wasn't drinking? Me. I don't want to. I've made up my mind alcohol's poison. I want absolutely nothing to do with it. I am in control of my destination. Sure, if someone comes and attacks me and shoots me, I mean, I guess I don't have that kind of control, but short of something horrible happening, me getting hit by a bus or shot or whatever, I'm in control of my future. I am in control of my choices. I have chosen not to drink. I've chosen to drink loads of water. I've chosen to eat right. I've chosen to get into the gym. I've chosen to go on vacation, permanent vacation, which is my travels. I got out of small town USA, and I encourage anyone who's going through a bunch of crap, get out of small town USA. Get out of wherever you've grown up. Just go see what's out there. Oh my goodness. Cricket Shepherd, $10. Everyone who claims to be a Christian, hang on. Everyone who claims to be a Christian are no better than anyone else. Correct and correct. As long as you're doing what's right for you, then you're blessed. Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I'm doing what's best for me. You've got to take, thank you, Cricket. You have got to take care of yourself. You are responsible for your actions and your body. And yes, I get it. Some people are born with deformities or unfortunately with bad things happen to them. I get that. That was out of their control. But once these outside influences happen to you, you are ultimately responsible for your actions. You are a good person because you choose to, or you're a horrible person because you choose not to. And God neither deserves nor gets blame or credit for either or. When good things happen to you, God should not get the credit any more than God should get the blame when bad things happen to you. It has nothing to do with it, because if there is a God, he's not benevolent, and B, he obviously doesn't care. He doesn't care because it keeps happening everywhere. Everywhere. Again, what happened to me is not unique. Not in the least, it's not unique. There's millions of divorced parents out there, mostly fathers, going through far worse than me. Again, some of these fathers haven't ever laid eyes on their kid or haven't seen them in years. I didn't go through that. I had them stolen from me. I was jailed for 60 days. I was forced to drive from Odessa to San Antonio and back. It sucked. And it, in my opinion, was completely unfair. But I don't blame God for that. God had nothing to do with it any more than I'm going to give credit to God for me getting these sexy biceps that I have now, my clear mind, and now this new job, of which, again, if you're just joining me, I'm not going to talk about, because my enemies love watching me. They love to try to trip me up. And again, my enemies, to the best of my knowledge, every single one of them are godly people. All of them. So what I'm trying to get through to you is, men, when she's gone, let her go. If some other bloke steals her, wish him well. Spare yourself that anxiety and take care of yourself first and then your children. And that sounds backwards, but it's not. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot properly care for your children. You cannot be in the right mindset mentally or physically, or the right, you won't, if you're not physically able to show up, then you can't do jack squat for your kids. You've got to take care of yourself. Again, that may sound backwards, but, well, to give you an example, get on an airplane, and every time you leave, Joe Sleepy Biden, the president, has sent me $9.99. Thank you, Mr. President. Where was I at? Oh, if you get on an airplane, you know what happens when you get on an airplane and they give you the talk, if you lose altitude and the mask drop down, what do they say do? They say put yours on first and then put it on other people, put it on your cheerings. Because what'll happen is, if you don't get the mask on, God damn, I sound like a preacher right now because they always give these analogies, but it's actually a good analogy in my opinion. they say put it on yourself so you can breathe and be conscious enough to fiddle around and put the mask on other people, help other people. Same concept when divorced. Good grief, Mr. President! Another $4.99. What do I owe this? Are you trying to buy my vote? Sorry, I don't vote. Sometimes I do, just for fun. I couldn't vote this time. Have y'all all? Did everybody out here? Did y'all go vote? I took my friend to go vote. He voted, but I've never been a big voter. I'm coming around. Some things I will vote on. I just simply can't at the moment because I'm a registered Floridian, and I'm just simply not in Florida. And it's not worth the hassle for me to go figure out how to get it mailed in. It's just not that big a deal to me. However, if you're in Texas, not to change the subject, but if you are in Texas and you are the voting kind, do me a favor, and if you are a Republican, if you can't bring yourself to vote for the Democrat, then at least vote for the Libertarian. And if you can't do that, then at least leave the Republican for Attorney General blank. I don't give a crap about the governor or anything else. The personal one to me is deadbeat Ken Paxton. If you're Republican, just leave it blank. Preferably, Mr. President, another $4.99. Of what do I owe this honor, sir? Wake up, Mr. President. You're falling asleep. You give me too much money. Please do me a favor and don't vote for deadbeat Biden. If you're a Democrat, obviously, I don't even know who's running. I think it's a woman. I don't even know her name. Again, I don't have any expectation that Democrats are going to do anything to help us any more than Republicans have already run Texas into the ground as far as the family courts. I have no expectation whatsoever. It's personal for me. I just want deadbeat Ken Paxton to lose. I want to watch a very powerful man lose his seat and potentially go to prison. Just be the berries. I love it. So anyway, Mr. President, again, thank you. And let's see if I can try not to cover up the camera there. It doesn't say, oh, Sleepy Joe. Come on. Sleepy Joe. Oh, both of them. Well, somebody else besides Sleepy Joe donated. Wicker Rose. Ken Paxton needs to sit in jail for all he's done. I concur. Joe News and Music. Hi. Jerome Robinson. Hello, Caleb Goated Leverett. Never seen a stream of streamers before. Have you not? Well, welcome, Jerome. Shadowbox or Shaddox. SHDOX. I might vote for the presidential elections, midterms, and other stuff I don't care about. Okay. That's a perfectly good argument. I understand why you don't care because none of them seem to care about us. You'll get the party people, the Republican Party or the Democrat Party people. They'll get on to you for saying that, but that's why I don't subscribe to any parties, not even the Libertarian Party. Let's see, Wicker Rose. I don't vote. They always try throwing me in jury duty pool when I do register, so I stop. Well, Wicca, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not big on politicians and politics anymore. I keep up with it and I have an opinion, but I certainly don't put in my 2 cents for any particular politician, except for maybe Ron Paul. But jury duty. Wicca, if you would, look up a man named Doug Stanhope. Was it Doug? Yeah, Doug Stanhope. And look up jury duty. Good grief. The president keeps sending me money. Joe Sleepy Biden. I will stay here forever as your president. Much love and respect, brother. I don't know who this person is, but they're really they're a good sport. Here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, whoever this Joe Sleepy Biden is, the president, I think they dressed up to be the last four presidents and Ken Paxton and I can't remember who all they dressed. They quickly changed their profile picture and their name, and it was a lot of fun. So whoever you are, thanks for being a sport. You chipped in like 20, $30 by now just on this alone. I appreciate it. This from Mike. Caleb, have you ever come across anything in regards to living in the private? No, it's not ringing a bell. Regarding status, you've got the right mindset for it. Living life, owning nothing, and controlling everything in trust. Living life, owning nothing. Sounds like a lot like Jesus was said to do. Throw away all your possessions and follow me. Of course, nobody does that, especially not his quote unquote followers. This is from Joe, not Sleepy Joe, but just Joe. It says, hi. Jackie Matthews says, hi. No, Mike, I'm not familiar with that. Living in the private. Not sure what it means exactly. Mike, can I contact you off stream somehow? Yeah, I guess. Just email me, crankmycat@gmail.com. That's crankmycat@gmail.com. I think you'd like what I have to say. Okay, yeah, just email me, man. I try to get to most of them if I can. I don't really do shout outs. It's not really my thing other than what I do here. Again, I don't know what you want to talk about, but Vladimir Curbello. Hello, Vladimir. Sakira Stroge. Sir, I have a weird question. What is the opposite of God? I have no idea. I don't even know really what God is. God, by definition, is creator of all good. The creator of all good or all things would be the uncreator of nothing, I guess. I really don't know. Jackie Matthews. We talking about God? Yes. For the first, see, I'm in this for 37 minutes and I'm getting a little off the topic. I basically said what I had to say. This is live, and I think, if I remember to do it right, I'll have the comments on later. It will be live on my channel if you want to watch this at a later date and catch up what I already talked about. Jackie Matthews, opposite is devil. Well, okay, if God exists or doesn't exist, then does the devil exist or not exist? God allegedly created the devil or Satan or Beelzebub or Lucifer, or however you want to refer to him, and he was perfect. The Bible even says so. He was perfect. And then he changed. Well, if God's own creation can be perfect and change to evil, then just to me begs the question, was it ever perfect in the first place? And what's to stop God from becoming evil? Maybe God has become evil. Again, I don't see any evidence of God any more than I see any evidence of the devil or Lucifer. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I really don't know. I know there's people do evil things and people do good things. I've seen lots of people do good things, and we've all seen people do evil things. Hello, Yo. Thanks, Biden from CTAC AP. Lucifer led a rebellion against God. Yeah, but Lucifer was also created by God. So if Lucifer can change his mind, then who's to say that God won't change his and just smite all of us? Smite me! Sakira Stroge, oh yeah, I think Lucifer was a fallen angel. I just remembered. Well, again, you read that somewhere or somebody told you about it. So, I mean, none of us have seen it. No one knows for sure. There's no firsthand living person that can talk about it. It's just what we read in books. Jackie Matthews, well, we only know at the end of the day. I'm not sure what that means. Yo, should I convert to Christianity? I don't recommend it, but by all means, you do what you want to do. Joe Sleepy Biden, $4.99 again. I'm an atheist. Okay, cool. Again, I'm not shitting on religion. I know a lot of religious people, and many of those are actually good people. A lot of them are shitheads, but not all of them. Some of them are really great people, nice people, like my friends. Anna Bruin. If I'm having problems believing in God, what do I do? If I'm having problems believing, if you have a problem believing in God, what do I do? Oh, I assume you don't want to have problems believing in God. Um, if you don't want to have problems believing in God, then simply don't believe in God, or simply believe in God. If I'm not quite, if I'm just going by what you're saying at face value, and I'm having to fill in some blanks. I would imagine your friends and or family are pressuring you to believe in God, and Anna Bruin saying, Anna, you want to feel good in your life, right, Anna? You've had some bad things happening to you, Anna. You feel horrible right now, Anna. I've seen you cry, Anna. Have you not? Well, by all means, they tempt you. Welcome to this church. God can cure it all, can make it all go away. You got to turn it to God. Yes, exactly. I nailed it. So you have a choice, Anna. You can choose to believe them and ask for proof, of which they can't provide, or you can choose not to believe them and fix yourself. Whatever problems you have a choice on how you react to them. Um, I mean, everybody's problems are different. I don't know what exactly your problems are, but what do you think of Andrew Tate? I know very little of Andrew Tate. I've I've only heard of his name like the week before I left, so like 2.5 months ago. I've just barely heard of him. Amir Ryani, I think Candace was in the right. Um, like my ex-wife. Okay, cool. Amir Ryani. Um, Anna, back to your question. If you're having trouble believing God, that's your choice. You can believe it. It sounds to me what your problem is appeasing people in authority over you, your parents or your friends, your peers. You're having an appeasement problem. You want them to not be scared or afraid or angry at you because you are doubting or have lost all faith in God. So you're having a problem appeasing them because if you were to talk, I would imagine, I'm just guessing, if you were to talk to them the way I am talking to the entire world, and there's not very many people here, but eventually a lot of people see this. If you talk to them the way I'm open about talking to anybody, like about God, you're probably afraid they're going to, well, who knows what they'll do. I mean, these godly people, they take this shit very, very seriously because they're scared shitless, and it's been pounded into their head since they were born, which almost all religions do. It's in their own books. You get them when they're young, and that way they'll never stray. It's not necessarily their fault. They're brain dead. They're falling for this because that's the human psyche. It's mind control. It's all mind control. Same way with alcoholics. I can't speak for any other kind of drugs because I've never been addicted to other drugs. I've tried lots of other drugs, but I've never been addicted. I've only been addicted to one drug. It's called alcohol. That's the only reason I can speak with authority, having firsthand knowledge about it. Is with alcohol, it's all in your head. When you decide you've had enough of that shit, you just turn it off. And that's what I did with religion too. All right, let me get back to some comments here. That's your opinion, Amir. Jackie Matthews, I'm boarding business class for Dubai. Oh, cool, man. Hell yeah. Well, I hope you go make some money over in Dubai. There's a lot of money over there. Thanks, Biden from SeaTac AP. At your last moment, in the event your child's health is dictated by statistics, will you kneel before God? What? At your last moments, and in the event your child's health is dictated by statistics, will you kneel before God? I'm not quite a, I don't quite understand. Thanks, Biden from the CTAC. I don't quite understand the question. at my last moment, in the event your child's health is dictated by statistics, you will kneel. Oh, it's not a question. You're telling me I will kneel before God. I doubt it. It sounds like a hypothetical. If someone had a knife to one of my kids' throats, would I bend the knee to God? Well, of course I would. I mean, would you swear on the stack of Bibles? Well, yeah. Like George Carlin covered that many years ago. Yeah, I'll swear on it. I'll swear on a stack of Bibles. It doesn't make any difference. Safe travels, Jackie. Jackie, thanks. Message deleted by Wicca Rose. Oh, smite. Wicca done smited Amir. Did Amir cross the line to trolling? There's no tolerance for trolls. I suggest you behave. That's right. Wicca will delete you. Now, again, you can criticize me. That's fine. You can even criticize me harshly. But when you cross the line over to trolling, Wicca or any of the other Miss Mary, any of the other, they'll zap you. Welcome, man. No sleepy Joe Biden. They want our money by lying to us. Nice cars. Oh, for their nice. I don't know what they want the money for, but yeah, they do. George Carlin covered that too. God obviously needs money. Obviously. Jack Matthews, Burj Khalifa Hotel is where I'm staying. Ooh, okay. I wouldn't give too much personal information out there, but I've never been to Dubai and still don't have a passport. I don't have any aspirations to ever go. I don't see myself ever getting to Dubai. I think it'd be cool. I've seen lots of videos about it. It looks cool. They're weird about alcohol. They agree with me that alcohol is bad, but they've taken it a step too far. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a punishable offense to even have it, like the way Americans do pot or cocaine or whatever. I think they treat alcohol possession over there the same way. Again, obviously not a fan of alcohol, but I'm also not a fan of jailing people for having it. Jackie Matthews, can I ask you a question? Absolutely. Yeah, I've the first 35 minutes, I got through what I want to talk about God and Jesus and blaming and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go for about an hour. And I'm going from my phone, so that's why it's kind of shaky. I'm leaving tomorrow, and so I didn't bother even getting all my computer stuff out and setting all that up. But it's just fine. No, since I'm not doing this daily, I just went on my phone. But yeah, go ahead, man. What you got? And again, thank you, Mr. Joe Sleepy Biden. They want our money by lying to us. Well, they just want our money. They will lie. Oh, yeah, that's how they get it. But yeah, Jackie, ask away. Jackie Matthews, if Jesus healed the blind, but why he let Peter drown in the ocean? I didn't think Peter did die in the ocean. He almost died, but I really don't know. And I'd like to clarify some things about Jesus. I don't know if the stories are true about Jesus. Oh, nearly drowned. I'm sure he was trying to teach a lesson. Jesus was, according to the stories about Jesus, he was a teacher, and he actually was a very good man. I don't know if the stories are true, but from what I've heard about the man, Jesus is by far, hands down, the greatest activist of all time. Jesus, being a deviant man, was the greatest activist of all time. Hence the reason, here we are 2,000 years later, still talking about him. Joe Sleepy Biden, $1.99. What was that for, Mr. Sleepy Biden? I do appreciate it. Thank you. What's on your mind? You have my attention. If Jesus healed the blind, but why would he let Peter nearly drown the ocean? Again, he's probably I would, if I was guessing, to teach a lesson, which There's nothing wrong with teaching. That's a little harsh, letting someone almost drown. I don't think I would personally wouldn't quite go that far, but at least he didn't let him drown. From Steph Boulanger, there are about 3,000 gods to choose from. Yeah. So basically, a believer denies one God less than an atheist does. Ricky Gervais said that, and I agree with him. Yep. Ricky Gervais, he's brilliant. He's an absolute brilliant mind. If there, let's say, just for an example, just to give a thousand, let's say there's 1,000 gods out there that people believe in, and some people don't believe in, like, I don't think anybody actually believes in Zeus and Poseidon and all that old Greek stuff, but maybe they do. But let's just, for easy numbers, let's just say out of the 7.5 billion people, there's 1,000 different gods that the various 7.5 billion people believe in. An atheist only believes in one less God than all the rest of them. Christians don't believe in Allah or Poseidon or pick your God. They believe in God the Father, the Holy Bible, and that is it. They don't believe in the other 999. So they have that in agreement with the atheists or the agnostics, who also don't believe in the other 999. However, they do believe in one of them, and that's the only difference. Just one. That's the only difference between the atheists or agnostics and the Christians or Muslims or Buddhas or pick your religion. Is all we don't believe in all of them, less one. Joe, how does it feel that you kicked out Donald Trump? Okay. Joe Biden is good, right? Christopher Buendia is good. I don't get it. Joe Biden is good, right? What does that mean? Y'all do realize that is not, or very likely not, the real Joe Biden that's giving me all this money today? DEMXN CX, you mind if I talk about something super ethereal? Sure. I'm just going to call you Demon. That's a lot easier for me. Sure, Demon, go right ahead. You mind if I talk about something super serious? I might not keep it serious, but yeah, we can talk about it. I got another at least 8 minutes to go. So, all right, Demon, have at it. What you got? One good, while Demon's typing up his or her comment, one good thing about this new job that I've got is they've got hella insurance. And I'm going to get on insurance and I'm getting my eyes fixed. Whether I go laser surgery again or glasses, I'm not sure. But I'm tired of having to stretch and squint. Joe Sleepy Biden, he kicked himself out, brother. Not me. I'm just doing my job and now I'm banking. Hell yeah. Well, cool. I'm glad you're banking. Yeah. Don't, I wouldn't give too much. I enjoy politics to the extent of its fun entertainment to watch these people be clowns. All of them. Every single one of them. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, every one of them. They're just performers. They're just doing their job. Jackie Matthews, round one player, one Joe versus player two Trump. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, Demon. This is from Demon CX. So my girlfriend is going to college in January, and it has me super down. I know that sounds selfish, but honestly, she's my life, and I feel like our love will die when she's in college. Sounds dramatic. But it's really affecting me. I don't know why. Well, I can tell you why is because whether you do or you don't, you certainly feel that you love her. And that's why it's bothering you. The absence of someone you're used to being around, someone whose company you enjoy being around, you miss them. Again, I'm no judge to say whether or not you love them or not, her or not. if she's your girlfriend, I assume you probably do, or at least to some degree have some love for her. Well, that is why it's really affected me. I don't know why. Well, because you feel comforted having your girlfriend around. That's the reason. That's the only reason any of us form. Well, not the. That's the main reason people form relationships, is because their lives feel better with them in it. Sometimes it's for money, and that's not always a bad thing. People form uh, business working relationships all the time for to exchange goods and services. There's nothing wrong with that. When you start mixing them and leading people on, that's a whole different topic. But we form relationships with people because we enjoy them. We enjoy their company. If it's for love, then you enjoy sex with them, or you enjoy the conversation with them. If it's a friend, like my friend here that I'm with, I've known him for years and years. He's the only person that I know who is as big of a house junkie as am I. He knows house. He's smarter than me, but I think I know house just a little tiny bit more than he does. But it's been real nice. And we went for a couple years and hardly ever spoke at all. But I missed him. But now that I'm catching up, and there's a reason I chose to stay in his house. A, it's cheaper for me because I'm broke. But it's sure nice having an old friend to stay in his house and not pay any rent money. But we have something in common. One thing, a big part of my life is house. So um, I formed the friendship because I enjoy his company. You formed your relationship with your girlfriend because you enjoy her company. And when she's about to leave, you're not going to have that company. You're going to feel loneliness, and you probably don't want to feel lonely. Hang on, I got to catch up. Dick Perry, hello. How's your day, Caleb? Just popped in. Doing great. Contrary to what some people think, um, I am not miserable. I don't have God or Jesus or Allah or any of those deities in my life, and I'm doing great. I pulled myself out of the hole I was in. I got my brain back, my mind. I got my health back. My the proof is my sexy biceps, my sexy abs, and now I've got a new job about to pull out of the. And just in time too, getting all this crap wrapped up with all the crap from years ago with the family court, and they can't touch any of it. None of it. You get nothing. So I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Ramol H. Hi, Caleb. Hello, Ramol H. N869. Hi, Caleb. What's up? Just started watching some of your old videos and got recommended this stream. Well, it's about time. I don't know why. I've been streaming. I've been off for a couple months, but before that, I streamed Monday through Friday or Saturday for like 2 months, and I just didn't get a lot of traction, so I had to quit. This is back to Demon. Well, honestly, I wish her the best. I want her to go for her sake, but even with, I assume it without my own approval, but it still hurts. Of course it hurts, man, or chick, or demon. Of course it hurts. Your girlfriend's leaving. It's your friend. It's your buddy. Y'all did things together. Now she's not gonna be around. You could change that if you decided to. Maybe you could go to school with her. Maybe you could change jobs. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're stuck. Again, I don't know your situation, but the reason it hurts is because you've grown fond of her, and that's what we do. I grew fond of my kids. If you've watched Parker vs. the Man, I was very, very, it still am, but even back then, very, very close to my kids. And when that's taken away, of course, this is different circumstances, but the point is, when somebody you grow fond of is suddenly not there anymore, you miss them and it hurts. Wicca, look towards the future, not what you're losing monetarily. Dick Perry, what's your opinion on Oregon State? I know it's a little off topic, but I would just like to know. If you're talking about Oregon State as if some kind of ball team, I don't have a clue. If you're talking about Oregon, the state of Oregon, and the beautiful scenery, it's amazing. Particularly the western half is absolutely gorgeous. I love Oregon. Western Washington is about the only thing that rivals it, and they're neck and neck. Of course, it would make sense. They're right next to each other, but I love the state of Oregon. Jackie Matthews, Demon brother, it will be okay. Hang in there. Yeah, again, Demon, your choices are up to you. If she chose to go there, I'm sure she's wanting to better her life by getting an education or whatever. Good for her, by the way, for that. Let's see. And she's a different human as a whole. She has a lot of mental stuff going on, like attention deficit disorder, and she has trouble speaking her mind and just all around expressing herself. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's just a human trait. A lot of people, Demon, think that I am an extrovert, and I'm not. I'm not an extrovert. I out in public. If any of y'all ever meet me in public, I'm socially quiet. I'm awkward. I, I mean, I can say hello or bump into somebody, but like going to the grocery store, something like that. I mean, I'm fine, but like at parties and big get-togethers, I'd rather not be there. I don't talk to anybody. I went to that bar the other day with my buddy, and he met up with another friend of his, and they're sports dorks. And they yap on and on and on about sports. Well, I just sat there and looked at the TVs and didn't really say much. Occasionally, they'd bring up something and talk to me, which is fine. I'm not griping, but your girlfriend, attention deficit disorder, and has trouble speaking her mind. That's just normal. And I assume y'all are young, college. Maybe she hadn't had the opportunity. Dick Perry, also no, I'm not a troll. My real name is Richard. That's cool, man. Dick is it's a normal name. I'm sure you get a lot of dick jokes, but that's just part of life. No biggie. Demon, so it's hard trying to communicate with her about these things, but I'm trying. Okay. The more you keep the lines of communication open, the better off you'll be. However, I assume y'all are young, Demon. Um, be cautious. Very, very seldom do people find their soulmates when they're young. It just usually doesn't happen. Not saying it never happens, but it usually doesn't happen. Maybe y'all work out later, maybe you don't. But either way, all you can do is take care of you. You can be responsible for your health, your mental health, and your physical health, and your pocketbook. You take care of those three, and then the rest will fall into place. Surrender says hello. Hello, Surrender. Jackie Matthews, your biceps look like the blueberry muffins. Hell yeah. Jackie is obviously watching I've talked about eating too many blueberry muffins, but hell yeah, I got sexy biceps. I know I do. For my age, I know I do. I know that aggravates my haters, but that's okay. But yeah, Biden is a walking L, walking loser. Is that like W and L, winner loser? Most presidents are. Every modern president in my lifetime, they all are. Nicole M., thank you for sharing your story and hanging out with us. Well, thank you, Nicole. You're welcome. Sleepy Joe, he just corrected you. He's a winner. Demon says appreciate it. Nicole, oh yeah, Nicole, you're welcome. I don't know. I assume I don't know if you're talking about today or all the videos in the past or my whole story in general, but you're welcome. Reason I keep it up there is because there's so many people out there that I see going through the same bullshit as my kids and me. Let's see. Yes, I'm 19 and she's 22. Okay, y'all are young. Again, Demon, I'm not being mean or not trying to be mean. Just trying to be brutally honest. The odds that you two are life couples forever are slim to none. It's just it's not the norm. It does happen. And some people do get together that young and live 60, 70, 80 years married together and everything's great. It does happen. It's just rare. I've been together for about 3.5 months, but she spent like 4 to 5 months on her own time trying to start something with me, which kind of gives hope for us. Start something with me. Okay, I'm not quite following you there. See, y'all, your relationship is young, and again, that doesn't mean it's nothing. There is something there, I'm sure, and maybe it doesn't work out for the two of you. But the best thing both of you can do for yourselves and the other person, if it doesn't, is wish them the absolute best in life. And if it doesn't work out, don't go for the jugular. Y'all are young. You haven't been together that long. If it doesn't work out, again, not saying it's not going to, just more than likely it won't work out. Don't go for the jugular. You can be civil, and don't have to get nasty. Um, Jackie Matthews, love doesn't go by age. No, it doesn't. But young love between um, young people, your minds aren't fully developed until you're in your mid 20s, anyways. So that's not me giving an opinion. That's simply from the best I can tell of what science has discovered, especially male human brains. They're not even fully developed until about 23, 25 years old. So you're still young. It's give yourself some time. And not if, but when you make some mistakes, don't beat yourself up too bad. Don't. It's okay. Steph Boulanger, it hurt watching that video, Parker versus the Man. I have two daughters and could completely empathize with your pain. Well, thanks, Steph. Yeah, it sucks, Steph. That was the absolute worst day of my life, and it got doubled down whenever 4 years later, when his little brother Blaine got arrested right in front of my eyes, and I only caught one of the arrests on camera. All the other arrests at the hands of his own mother were none. I didn't catch any of those. Joe Sleepy Biden, 4.99. Man, it must be nice to have that kind of disposable income, Mr. President. Thank you very much, because my broke ass ain't got it. I do appreciate it. Demon, to start a connection, basically. Did I miss a comment? Vladimir Curbelo, can you show your bicep again? Sure. Hell, I can even leave I got such badass biceps now for an old fucker. I can even leave the shirt on. You can see it right through the shirt. It's pretty bad. Pretty badass. I love it. But yeah, there's the old biceps from the old fart. Joe Sleepy Biden, same. I'm socially awkward too, and I'm from Alaska. It's really expensive out here, so not much you can really do out here besides explore the wilderness. Oh, I'll see, Sleepy Joe, Mr. President, nobody feels sorry for you being stuck in the beautiful wonders of Alaska. I'm actually quite jelly. That's okay. I'm going to the beautiful wonders of Wyoming, where I've taken my job, and I eventually will get to Alaska. But Dorian Mabry, my advice is, if the odds are stacked against you, watch out. Anything can happen. Um, okay, I'm not quite following. If the odds are stacked against you, anything could happen, so watch out. You gotta watch out anyways, man. Always watch out. Be careful. Big Smoke. Yo, what's up, Caleb? I'm just airing grievances with God. And believe it or not, people, I am not miserable. Because Sleepy, do you use sledding dogs to explore the wilderness? Oh, I've seen some of those. That looks so much fun to me. Jackie Matthews, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, Demon. Wish you all the best. Yes. Yes, dude. Just get like the S word. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it. Get the S word out of your mind. You're far too young. Just in case, I know it's hurting, but get your mind straight. Get your health straight. If you're on drugs and alcohol at the moment, get off that shit and get to the fucking gym. I'm telling you, when you start working out every day for an hour a day, do the PPL method, which is what Blaine taught me. Day one, do push, everything's push. Day two, everything's pull, biceps and back. And day three, do legs. Get yourself in shape, and the endorphins that your body naturally releases from lifting heavy weights, it'll sure help with that broken heart that you're feeling. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I'm 70 minutes in. EN869. I was revisiting the original video where Parker got to go with his dad. Even if custody was given to his mom again later, that video will always be a big statement. Well, thank you, EN869. That's part of the reason I keep it up. It's weird when I read that, go with his dad. I guess I need to say this. I am the dad. You do realize that, right? I mean, I was holding the camera, so thanks. Mazin, no. What's up, Mazin? You're late. It's okay, man. It's all right. How you been, young man? Blake Garcia, whatever happened to you and the Florida sailing? Well, Blake, I sold my sailboat. I sold it to an old man who didn't quite have enough money to pay for it all. I had to finance it. And I'm really not in the position to be able to do it. But it's either that, sell it at a discount, finance it, or lose the whole thing because I couldn't afford the slip rent. I'm not giving up, Blake. It's good to see you again, by the way, but I hadn't seen you in a while. I've not given up on sailing. It's just I went and I did it. I experienced it. I'm not a professional, but I do have some experience now. And the older I get, the more in shape I get, the more my mind cleans up, and the more money I make from my new job and the new crypto bull run that's coming around about a year and a half, spring of 2024. I'll plan on getting another boat and trying to do it a little bit better. The enthusiastic reindeer. Hi, I saw this quite late. It's okay, Mr. Reindeer or Mrs. Reindeer. Ask Lad. The son in the car talking to mum video was really annoying to me since it reminds me of my mum. I'm mocking you. You're obviously British. Just kidding. I just think it's cute how y'all say mum instead of mom. But I know what you mean. I had a girlfriend who's British. She's from London, actually. And I enjoyed getting to know her and all the differences of English and American ways of life. Like Blake Caleb got tired of his sailor body and wanted to change his lifestyle. Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. I got fat. I got fat on the sailboat. Vegeta, my daughter of 12 watched TGE. I don't know what that is. There's a typo for the, and you didn't finish. Watch what, the Parker movie? Parker, the kids are just fine. Please don't anything else. They're growing up. Yep, they're great. You sold Lily. I'm crying. Yeah, I sold Lily, but it's okay. Lily went to a very kind old man who needed a place to live. He's living on there. He's an old sailor. And now Lily is his home, and I was absolutely honored that, Lily went to such a good cause. I'm glad. Vegeta, my daughter watched the Parker movie 2 times. Say she's 12. Did I read that? Okay. Watched the Parker movie 2 times. My daughter's being prepared to leave her mother. Oh, cool. Being prepared. Be careful divorcing parents. There is a difference between coaching and teaching. Don't ever, and I'm not saying you did, but just the way you said it, prepared. Don't ever tell your children what to say in court, especially anything derogatory about your other child or the other parent. That's called coaching. Teaching them how to think for themselves. You can do that. You should do that. That is your job to teach them. But a lot of people get those mixed up. A lot of people interchange those. I got accused quite a bit of coaching Parker. And I'm like, no, you morons. I didn't coach him. I taught him how to think for himself. I taught him how to question everything. Crud. Mazam Weverett. I saw you post that. What does that mean? Why are you changing? I don't get it. Jackie's bruh. Askland. Life's going great at the moment. If so, proud and happy for you. Yep. Wish nothing but the best for everyone in the chat. Yep. Things going good for me, man. I can't go over all of it. Just even watch at the beginning of. I'm doing great. But gotta thank you for the movie. My 2 kids are gaining strength from Parker. Outstanding. If I had my podcast set up, I'd be giving you the standing ovation, the crowd screaming and clapping. Sorry for the typo. No biggie. It happens. Well done. I'm glad. That makes me happy. Red Dragon Squad. The British courts are a nightmare. I've heard. My friend Sade, she never went through the family courts, so she knows people that have, but she didn't have firsthand. But I've talked to loads of British people, and I know they suck. Jackie Matthews, I'm heading off. Hope you enjoy your day. Bye. All right, take care, Jackie. Vegeta, yes, you're right. Okay. Oh, about coaching versus teaching. Yeah, teach them to think. Don't coach them. A good judge will be able to tell. They'll know. I would imagine sometimes they could get it wrong, but a decent, level-headed judges, they'll know the difference on just a smart kid, intuitive kid that asks lots of questions and questions everything versus, okay, what did mommy tell me or what did daddy tell me to say when I was asked this question? They can tell. You don't ever, because no judge is going to appreciate it like at all. You'll get in big trouble for that. And I'm not saying you did that. For others who may be watching. Ian 869. Yes, I do know you're the day. Sorry, I worded my previous comment badly. That's okay. I apologize as well because sometimes I forget who asked what. Red Dragon Squad. My lawyer is useless. Red Dragon Squad, that does not surprise me. I'm actually going pro se for the very first time. I wished I could have done it sooner. I just admittedly was too scared to try it because the consequences if things went wrong meant my children lost time with me, and I just wasn't prepared to gamble that. Hindsight being 2020, looking back, I wished I would have at least tried it. That's the cool thing about my position now is there's no such thing as stealing my children away from me now. They're all grown. Can't. The damage is done. They know their dad, damn it. So I'm sorry to hear your lawyer is useless. If your lawyer is useless, fire him or her and go down to the courthouse. I encourage I wished I would have done this sooner. Go to the law library in your county courthouse. You'd be surprised what you can find out. And I know it looks intimidating with all those books, but talk to the people that work there. They're normal, regular, everyday people that put on their boots and clothes just like you. They've worked there. They'll know the way around. You'd be surprised what you can find out. Just ask around. You'll save this last whole round of paperwork I did $4. Cost me $4, and I'm my own attorney now. Forget it. I don't coach them. I showed them the movie and learn them to think. Teach them to think for themselves. Perfect. Great. Outstanding. I mean, well done. As in, so you're not traveling as much, and I'm guessing the trip is on a break and a new job. now watch From. Damn, I still haven't seen it, man. Oh my goodness, the crypto market has been doing excellent for the last 2 weeks, and it's tanking as we speak. I'm glad I sold a couple things before I got on here. The unknown is not. Hi, is Parker still in Fort Worth? Yes, he is. Mazen, it's becoming a mission now. Oh, to get me to watch From? One of these days I will. I'll ask my friend here if he's seen it. He's the one I've been watching House with. I am very careful for the court. Good, you should be. Mr. President, another $1.99. What do I owe this pleasure? Mr. Sleepy Joe President, another $1.99. I swear I don't know who this person is. I'm not putting them up to this. They did this a couple weeks ago, and I had no idea who they are. I appreciate it because I'm broke and I'm up to like $55 right now. And it's mostly from Mr. President Joe Sleepy Biden. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Whoever this person is up in Alaska, who nobody feels sorry for being lost or to explore the the beautiful Alaskan territory. The enthusiastic reindeer. Mr. Leverett, your transformation is amazing. Not even one drop of alcohol. That takes a lot of willpower. It's not been hard. The enthusiastic reindeer. That's what I'm trying to get through to everybody. The initial physical part of getting off alcohol sucked for about a week. And after that, when you change your mind, when you convince yourself and you teach yourself and prove to yourself that alcohol is poisonous to the human body, it's easy. Thank you for the compliment. It was hard to get to that point, but once I made the switch and switched it off, man, it's easy. Yeah, it takes. Sometimes I don't feel like going to the gym. Like I haven't been to the gym obviously nearly as much in the last couple of months. I did get a gym that I went to for about a week and a half there in Wyoming where I'm at, but that's a little tough making the daily decision to go in there. But I get such a thrill out of it. It's not that hard. But staying off alcohol, that's easy because alcohol just sucks. Joe Sleepy Biden, $1.99. Are you going for a record, Mr. President? I'll happily take your money. I really hope you really are not yanking my chain. I really hope you are independently wealthy, and this is just something you enjoy doing. Because I've said this for years. If you are broke and you feel sorry for me, thanks for your sympathy, but do not send me money. If you're broke and you're wondering where milk money's going to come from or where the rent's going to come from, do not send me any money. Don't send anybody any money. You take your own money and you take care of yourself and your family with that money. Ask Lad is the character in Vinland Saga. I'm not familiar with that. Luke's A350. How are you today, Caleb? I'm fantastic, getting better, especially if Mr. President, he's got me up to $57. Just kidding. I'm doing great. Mazen, now get in the boxing ring. Stop ducking me. You scared? Nope. Mazen, no, I'm not scared at all. If I had, I don't know where you live, but you know what? I haven't even. When I get home, it's weird calling it that because I haven't even lived there ever. Wherever I decide to land, I'll look and see if there is a boxing. Because I do want to get into it. Mazen, he has court in December. After that, I'm sure he will box you. Hell yeah. Luke's A350. Wow. I remember a question you had up there, but I'm not sure what you was. Why is Joe Biden president? Because that is who the powers that be wanted as president. First, before that, they wanted Donald Trump as president. And then before that, they wanted, who was it? Barack Obama as president. Before that, it's whoever the powers that be. I don't get into all the voting crap. I don't think Joe Biden's that popular. He's not inspiring. He's like, he's half asleep. He doesn't know where he's at. It's so obvious. I just don't think, I mean, I don't buy into it. Joe can't remember why he's president. Jen Kelly, no, he cannot. I'm not even sure he knows he is president anymore. I mean, some people have made this argument that it is elder abuse to have made him run in the first place. And for him to have now a re-election coming up, as gone as that guy is, it is elder abuse if they make him go through with it. Because he's obviously not all there. Take care, Benega. Would you ever relocate to Florida? I've already been to Florida, and I wouldn't stay there permanently. I'll never be in Florida in the summer again. It's just too hot. It's too hot. That's why I left. Democrats are more supportive. That's why. Oh, of course. Well, you would say that, Mr. President, because you're the president of the United States under the Democrat Party. Of course you'd say that. Blake Garcia, not via boat. I mean, your foot on Florida soil. I mean, I'll come visit during the winter. There's no better place in the world I've ever been than to Florida in the wintertime. But in the summertime, it just sucks. Luke's A350. Caleb, it makes me sad on how much you went through, but you are still powering on. Well, thanks, Luke's. Yeah, it sucked. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It sucked. But like I was mentioning at the beginning of this, there's loads of people, mothers, fathers, and mothers, who've gone through way worse than me. The only reason so many people know about my story and the fact that it does happen everywhere is just because I pointed my big fat camera on it and put a spotlight on it. Jen Kelly, it is 100% elder abuse. It is. It is. The guy's not there, and that puts the Democrat Party in a tough situation because you know they want to hold on to their power, but they should have thought about that 4 years ago or 2 years ago, whatever. Whenever they ran the first time, there's a chance he could win, and if you win, you obviously want to run for re-election. He's going to have to run, and Joe Sleepy Biden may be lost out of my mind, but I'm wiser than you, Jen. Now sit down. Jen, the president has spoken and given me money to take his side. So zip it, Jen Kelly. Y'all want a funny example of how politics works? That's it. On this channel, on this podcast, Joe Biden, someone called Joe Biden is giving me almost 60 or 50, over $50, and for various reasons. And just as a joke, Jen Kelly's agreeing with, she's not joking, she was genuinely agreeing with me, it is elder abuse. So Joe's telling Jen to sit down on my channel. Well, Joe Biden gave me money, so in the real world, I would be saying, Jen Kelly, you better listen here, don't you say bad things. That's exactly how politics works. For the older people know this, younger people might not. The enthusiastic reindeer. My username is hard to pronounce. I got it. It's just all put together. It's hard to see sometime. Adler Manuel. Oh, got deleted by Wicca. Elder abuse. My rear end. Oh, come on, Mr. President. We know you're not all there. We know it. I mean, he gets so lost. Just lost. He talks and he just forgets where he's at. He shakes hands with people that aren't there. Mazen, Sleeping Jen, need your boxing gloves. Jen Kelly, sure thing, Joe. Just promise not to sniff me. Oh, burn! If I sit down beside you. That was I used to have a profile picture of mine where he's sniffing over my shoulder. Nasty old fucker. Connor Hickey. Man, are we Wicca, there really that many trolls today? I usually don't get this many trolls. Not anymore. Blake Garcia, did you ever hire boat fuel cleaners that separate fuel from water and pump cleaner fuel back into the boat? And how do they charge? Asking because looking for money making opportunities. I'm not sure what you're asking there. Fuel water separators. I mean, I did that for a living in the oil field for years. I never had a problem in my boat with water in the fuel. I know that is a big problem. Water pump cleaner fuel back into the boat. Oh, okay. I think if there was an old, I don't remember if I talked about. Maybe I did. An old man next to me that was doing that, but I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what your topic is there. Okay, those kids are growing to just fine. That's right. They're not trolls. They keep asking about the kids. Okay. Well, I mean, if they're just asking, I mean, it's okay. I just don't answer it. I mean, you don't just make. Oh, crap. Oh, I'm sorry, not a troll. This is just one of my first live streams I've ever watched of you. I remember watching Parker versus Mom video. Sorry, it's okay. It's okay, Connor. Um, Wicca's. I've asked my moderators if you're trolling me and it's obvious, like being just a damn troll, they'll get blocked. But she just sometimes. What happens, Connor, is we'll get so many people. How's Parker? 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 It just floods it, and they don't even mean to. But there's just a bunch of people that'll hit all at the same time, and so we're just trying. I'm trying to. It's really difficult, but I'm trying to get people to realize that that's an old video and he's fine, and I can't answer that same question every time it's asked. Well, kitties, it is 91 minutes, 39 seconds. I've got to pee like a Russian racehorse. And out of this $61 and some change, about 90% of that came from Mr. Joe Biden, Joe Sleepy Biden. Mr. Sleepy Biden, Mr. President, thank you so much for your generosity. I don't have a way to see who the other person was. I know I said their name earlier, but it's too far up in the comments. Someone else gave like $5 or $10. Thank you for that. As and see, Epic Roll J, take care. I don't know the whole story. It's fine. Oh my goodness, Jen Kelly, Caleb for president. All right, I'm gonna have. Hang on, I want to see if I can. I want to screenshot that. Hope I don't lose y'all. Let's see. Hang on, scroll down. There we go. Shit eating grin. Got it. I'm going to post that later, Jen Kelly. Caleb for president. I'm going to beat you, Mr. President. Thank you for the $9.99 and the good and being a good sport. Red Squirrel. Hey, Caleb. How's it going, buddy? I'm about to pee myself. Thank you, Jen. Mr. Reindeer, yes, you should be president. That's a job that I don't want. J. Kelly, stop being a copycat. Oh, snap! We're having a war for Caleb's affection. Who can give $9.99 more often than me? Mr. President or someone wanting me to be president? Making Mr. Sleepy Joe president jealous of potentially me message. Oh, retracted your own, Mr. President. They'll debate some other time, Joe. You'll lose. All right, kiddies. I've really got to go. My eyeballs are floating. So I will holler at y'all later. Quizzer shot had a mental breakdown this week. It's freaking sucked. I'm sorry to hear that, Quizzer. I'm about to have a meltdown if I don't go. I've got to pee so bad. Love y'all to pieces. I'm traveling tomorrow, heading up to Wyoming. I'm gonna be well, I don't know if I'll go live tomorrow. I doubt it, but I'm gonna start getting back on a little more. I enjoy these. I just couldn't do it every day. Just it wasn't working out. I'll holler at y'all later. Consider not hitting your cheerings. Bye.